So, welcome to part 2 of the tutorial, which will be scene setup and composition. So, we're bringing in with copy to script, as mentioned before, the two parts we just modeled. This is what I see, by the way, where I imported the Vase from in the modeling the section of the tutorial. As you can see, it matches up. These are some rocks that I downloaded from Quixel Megascans, which will be used as a base for our Vase. And yeah, so basically we're just trying to find a nice way to position it on top of them, and then we'll move on. So once we're happy with it, then I think you just go and check it through your cam if everything fits inside of it, which I'm doing at the moment. But we need to change the aspect ratio of the image. Since we had it on portrait, there we go. So use these values and you will be fine. Since it was done with NVIDIA RTX 3090, we're obviously using GPU render, which, as you see here, works pretty fine. Not on all situations, but in this case, it really did the job well. Check the settings I'm using here for focal length and all these things, and either use your own stuff or just copy what you see. I'm using exposure while use on the shutter, so yes, I needed to install this so it shows up correctly. The exposure. Very important, enable depth of field, which is important to get the kind of look we're going after, and you can rise the amount of it by changing the values of the aperture W. As you can see, when we move the sliders, so the area where the depth of field will be not applied is shown in the top viewport, so you can very easily see where it's going to be blurred or not. Still more tweaks on our look and where we want to have the camera, and this kind of stuff that makes the image nice. So take your time and yeah, do it the right way. So we'll continue with the setup of the plants that we're gonna need to kind of, give the scene some shape. And these are also all models that I downloaded from Quickslot. Just take the ones you want, and you'll be fine. I used the ones you can see here. Unfortunately, there's no right name in the models, but it really doesn't matter. So you just basically use what you think looks good, and you'll be fine. So we're basically continuing just adding the plants here and there and just setting up everything to our needs. Also bringing in some plants closer, and as you can see, kind of framing the jar a bit with the leaves. So those closer parts will definitely help us with the depth of field to make some nicer effects, or just a nicer image. Also important to notice in this step is that, so we're going to see that in a minute, that we have to check how the light comes in, and that's also kind of, it's part of setting up the lighting in a way. But yeah, you will just see in a minute. I also try to kind of assembly them the way they would be kind of set outside, like a dense kind of in between the bush space we're creating here. As you can see now, I'm starting to add some more plants in front of the camera, so they will be affected from the depth of field as well, which will give us the nice effect of a blurred kind of objects that we have close to the camera. there's no need to rush anything or something. Like, take your time, do how you think it's right. Don't need to copy what I'm doing. It's just my way of setting up the scene. But, if you feel to do it different, please go ahead and do so. I'm also trying to add kind of layers. So, we get a bit more sense of depth. You can see I'm still adding stuff close to the camera. And I always kind of get lost in this kind of stuff to till the way I'm happy. But yeah, for the sake of the tutorial, I think we had to be a bit quicker. We're still framing also the main focus of the scene, which is the vase and what's happening inside. As you can see, I'm kind of It's a good time maybe to mention what's happening on the left in my viewport. That's the scene explorer or layer stack, kind of what we have. So this is a custom one I made for myself to find stuff faster. As you can see, it's split in the different categories, which greeneries, cameras, buildings, and stuff like that. So I strongly advise you to work that way, so you always find your stuff back at any time.